Hello, YouTube. We are trying to do part 2 of this golden seal. Might have to delete this and call it something else because it says that the game no longer supported because we are in an early access version of the game. So they're constantly bringing updates, and sometimes that ruins your saves. You know, that's why you try and get them all done at once. My bad. I got really busy with like my real work, and so I didn't get to do this. But we got a new hauler station. I've looked into this a bit. Clearly haven't used one yet, but supposedly it just helps you with, you can assign some workers to help transport resources so that your productive buildings can stay productive. Maybe that helps work with glade events and stuff too, which might be nice. But I guess we'll kind of see how that goes. And let's see if we can still do the golden seal. Okay, it looks like I can, because it's asking me to choose a reward here. So we can improve our range. We'll pick the 4 points. Yeah, so we can still do the golden seal. We just don't have our save file from last time. So it's kind of a bummer, but hey, at least we're here, right? So let's look at the smoldering city. It did give us some points. Maybe I can buy some upgrades. 157 food, so permanent 3% bonus to trader arrival speed. All traders have +1 cornerstone and blueprint for sale. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had that unlocked before, but I'm glad we came and picked that up. Now all of our traders will have an additional blueprint, and they arrive 3% faster, which I'm sure adds up. So let's jump in, and spoiler alert, I'm not going to finish this run today. I've got some Baldur's Gate that I'm playing later. So what do we want? We were doing so well on the last run too. It's really unfortunate. But we did get 4 extra embarkation points, so now it's +8 instead of just +4. So I'm sure we'll be fine, right? So I do like bringing humans because there's an average amount of soil, and then you get renewable goods from that, and that seems good to me. Now, granted, there are extra resources. It seems like all of these different, because of like how forbidden this glade is, there's more untapped resources on the ground, and so, you know, I find that at least, you know, from my observation, it seems like those glades have more resources to gather off the ground. So maybe like a gathering class would be fine, which I typically think of as like harpies and lizards. But humans are also gatherers of at least the herbal variety. So I think we'll just stick with the humans. We'll take 2 mysteries. I usually like beavers because they get more wood out of the trees. And when we're cutting down trees slow, you know, maybe that's the right thing to do. But I think we'll just focus on humans. They at least have cheap houses, and I know I can farm right off the bat. So we can grab 2 types of farms. And because we still have 6 more points, so we could get a camp too. You know, it might be worth picking up one of these like the training gear, because training gear helps you open up crates. So even if you're not using it as a luxury resource, you could use it to open up crates. But humans and amber sounds like those sound like great starting resources. And then we can take the planks, because we're not trying to cut down too many trees, and grab some vegetables, because there's 42 of them, and it's food, which is, you know, 42 is like more than 28. So yeah, we'll go ahead and go with this. And now this is called part 2, but this is actually gonna end up being part 1, the revenge. I don't know. It's gonna be the second part 1. Have another go. And that'll be a shout out to someone I used to play World of Warcraft with, which I lost contact with a long time ago, Throck. But he had a character called Have a Go. So we're gonna have another go. So I'm gonna try and explain what's going on, but it's gonna kind of also be an exploration for me. It's only the second time I've done this, but basically we're at the Seal event, which is a boss fight. So in all these glades, there's gonna be little statues pointing us to where the seal is, and we have to find the seal to start unlocking our missions for it. And there'll be 3 different categories of missions per stage, and there's 3 stages. And so you have to like assemble this guardian to come and take care of, like, reseal the thing. And that's your victory condition. So your prestige doesn't matter, your reputation doesn't matter. You have to seal this thing in order to win. So what are we going to be dealing with? Woodcutters can carry 10 more goods in the drizzle season. All right. Not a huge bonus for us, but it is a bonus, right? I mean, they're all bonuses. All species resolve drops 100% faster at hostility level 2. Strong gusts of wind strike the holy flame. Resources you sacrifice in the ancient hearth burn 40% quicker at tier 2. Villagers report feeling sick, especially during the storm. When a villager leaves or dies, 2 blight rot cysts will appear in the settlement. Ew. That's gonna suck. The rampaging storm stifles the spirit of all living creatures. Minus 20 global resolve at 5. So we're going to be trying to keep our hostility down and our resolve up. Those are going to be our 2 priorities. We have to make it through this. Try and cut down as few trees as possible, which means harvesting things like these overgrown abyssal trees, because they have 20 charges as opposed to the normal 2. So we'll be cutting like straight paths through the forest and just having like a path run through it. And then when our harvesters aren't cutting into a new glade, they'll be harvesting these kinds of clusters just to keep our wood up, but our hostility down. Nobody likes hostile wood. So we've got our 2 types of farms. Got our beacon tower and our forsaken altar, which would allow us to sacrifice resources and villagers for things. We've got lizards and foxes, which I'm happy with, meaning that we've got a geyser revealed over here and some fertile soil revealed over here. And because the fertile soil is already revealed, that means I'm going to cut over there, because I would love to get a farm. And if our farm can plant a few things in this first season, we'll be real happy. So we go to our camps and let's place down the woodcutter so our people can create those camps. And we'll go ahead and set those to only marked trees, because I want to, more than any other map, which I always like to micro the tree production, but more than any other map, you need to do that in the sealed forest, because you gain hostility per tree cut down in sealed forest fights. And then I'm just going to build my paths as I normally do. Nothing unusual here. Creating this like hex pattern so that our people can walk around the hearth where they take their breaks, and they can walk to the main warehouse where they deliver and take goods from. And this will just keep our settlement running more effectively. We can start building houses for our humans. Foxes are the hardest houses to build, I think, because of the crystallized dew requirement. That's not an easy thing to use. We can pick a building, but I don't think we'll pick one yet. Looks like we'll either pick a camp, which we might do. So there's roots on the ground and there's berries and mushrooms on the ground. So herbalist would probably be the best one, But if we find a lot of fertile soil, it's perhaps the herbal garden that we should begin with. So as soon as this first woodcutter's camp gets done, we're going to dump 3 people into here. And then we also need to find buildings that foxes, lizards, and humans are all going to be happy working in. Not necessarily productive, but happy to be working in. Because that'll help us with our resolve during these terrible penalties. So our hostility will be rising 45 a year, 15 per small glade, double that for a dangerous or forbidden glade. It'll be increasing with our villagers and our trees being cut down. So let's hope that one of these cornerstones will help us with that. Now, if nothing else, we can pick the 30 meat every time a villager dies or leaves, because I'm pretty sure some of that's going to be happening. 10% faster glade events per firekeeper could be really nice, because those events will have negative modifiers, and if their negative modifiers resolve, then or hostility, then like every percent less that event takes would be a net benefit. 10 insects would create 5 pigment. There are insects on the ground, so that would be a way to create pigment for, I think, like education or for packs of trade goods. I do like 3 grain per minute, but we're going to be building farms. I'm thinking cannibalism or prayer book. Let's go with prayer book. Cannibalism's nice. I probably should have picked that out of those choices, honestly, but we'll live with our decision. There's 3 events in this first forest, and it's going to point us using this seal, or using this guidance stone towards the seal. So it's indicating that it's off in this direction, which means that it could be any one of these glades. And I kind of just like lined myself up with the direction that the statue's pointing and like left my mouse in the middle of the screen and hit W. And so any glade that I cross should be a glade that it can be in. So I'm thinking that it's not going to be this glade right here, because it's, you know, really close. I'm thinking that it's probably going to be this one out here, but it could be as far as this forbidden or this dangerous glade that's like literally on the outer coast of the forest, which would be really unfortunate because we're trying to get our missions done. So we've got our farmland, we've got escaped convicts, we've got a large encampment. 15 fertile soil is nothing to sneeze at. I could potentially put 2 farms on there unless I get some bigger bonuses. And I didn't even notice that we've got 3 copper veins over here, which obviously it's on the list, but we can throw a mine on that. Now, none of our people like working there, so they won't get the resolve bonus, but copper lets us build really strong roads and potentially tools and stuff. So this is one of those things where like the training gear per minute would be kind of cool, right? So I know one of the missions in the seal used to be having 2 of each type of decision done. So like 2 loyalties, 2 empathies, and 2 corruption choices, which really just means opening up a lot of glades and choosing different options. So I know that anytime you send a crate back to the queen, it's a loyalty decision, and those result in amber. So we will probably make loyalty decisions. So I'm thinking that we would want to choose this persuade option. Not that it's not our only choice, but also because it's an empathy choice that'll count towards that. And we've got our foxes here, which do glade events even faster. We've got our first cornerstone making us go 10% faster. Let's persuade these let's convince these escaped convicts. Wow, I need to take a sip of something because I cannot say escaped convicts. My mouth is getting tired just saying it. Wow. How now, brown cow? Escaped convicts. Escaped convicts. I still can't say it. Anyway. 3 minutes and 10 seconds later. Alright, I'm happy we'll get 5 newcomers. You know, I'll take it or leave it. That's going to add to our hostility for sure. Oh, our resolve is already low. Great. Scrolls will be nice, and oil will be nice. We did get the extra vegetables at the beginning, so we can choose these new people. Or we can send them for the amber, huh? And this is just a warehouse that we can have out here. It's kind of nice, you know, save the part. And plus, I always like having a warehouse near my farms. You know, so that's probably a good choice to work on that. Do I really need these people? Probably not. But we'll throw a lizard in there to help with average resolve on the lizards. And plus lizards give plus bonus resolve across the board. So yeah, we'll investigate that. And then I need to give these people some trees to chop. So I'll give them those trees. And then we want to build that farm. So I do like plantations because berries and plant fiber are both really useful, but we're going to start on the farm because it'll encourage me to choose buildings that work towards making pie. And pie is something that both humans and lizards like. Plus we can make biscuits, which are things that help farmers out and certain cornerstones. In terms of other foods that they all like, there's the pickled goods that the foxes and the lizards both enjoy. There's the skewers that the lizards and the foxes both enjoy. And then there's the porridge that the humans and the foxes both enjoy. So if we can get basically skewers, pie, and pickled goods, we'll be set. But I'm going to need to do something about these foxes that are upset. So maybe we should start on building houses. And we're going to kind of be running out of space in here. Because I'm going to not be trying to chop down too many trees. Now we could build the forager. Like we could choose the forager's camp here. Just to pick up roots. Let's check out our orders first. Trading post at 10 amber will give us a sufficient number of things. 5 packs of building materials for plus plank production. Now trees are not as infinite on this map, so I'm not sure we'll get the use out of the plank production. I'm not saying we wouldn't need the extra plank production. I'm just saying it's not going to be as useful, I don't think. So go with the trading post for a one-time payout. Now it's encouraging us that if we built our plantation, we'd get some people and extra berry production. So I'll go ahead and choose that. Oh, we've got a timed order. Ooh, if I could get the lizard resolve up to 18, that'd be great. It's never going to happen, though. 5 meat per minute is super sick. And I do love timed orders, but it's just not in the cards for us. So I think we'll go with the lizard resolve to 15 for the parts. No, we should do trade routes because it'll encourage me to participate in the trade routes. So we might have to favor the foxes. But we'll wait as long as we can on this. Okay, we've opened up the new glade, so now we can just mark these abyssal trees. So we can continue to get lumber. This is the hauler station that they're talking about. That's new with the update. And it's a movable item, as you can tell by that icon there under its portrait. But it says small hauler station, but if we rebuilt it, it would be a big hauler station. Maybe that's just because I have the big hauler station unlocked because I'm above level 12, which means it'll automatically rebuild into the large one. But it would take 4 of each building material to build it. I'm not sure it's that important for us. What do we have here? Fuming machinery. Oh yeah, you need storm water. Ooh. Yeah, so this one's going to be difficult to achieve in time. We're going to need to build a geyser pump ASAP. We'll need to favor the foxes, which is going to hurt our lizards. And then I actually need to prioritize that. Okay, and then this one is indicating that, yeah, it's going to be there. So I imagine it's going to be right here. But we do have tons of sea marrow, which is great. And more copper. So this would be the herbalist camp. And the other one is the foragers camp. So, you know, we should probably pick one or the other. I think herbalist is more useful. And then, hey, look, we still have a chance to choose the other one. But considering looking at our priorities, the granary and the supplier are both up there in my books. The weaver's always nice, but we don't have harpies, and harpies are the ones that like working in the weaver. The granary, humans are productive there, but they don't like working there. And the supplier is another harpy building. So I'm thinking that because humans are productive here, it doesn't give us any new recipes, but it does give us better versions of the recipes that we're gonna need. So we'll go ahead and pick the granary there. Okay, the tea doctor would give us a service for our foxes and two services for our foxes and 1 service for our lizard. Gained 1 global resolve for every 200 units of complex food consumed, and we are trying to make complex food kind of our way through this, so the tea doctor would probably be a good luxury building, but probably not a good building for us to choose right this moment. The apothecary, on the other hand, it's rainwater, so our foxes would like working here. They would be able to produce the tea that they need given the right materials. They'll be able to produce incense given the right materials. And if we get flour, we'd have a decent biscuit recipe. The tea house, on the other hand, would allow us to do porridge, which 2 of our races would enjoy. It would allow us to make water skins if we found leather. and a better tea recipe. So I think the porridge is actually what we want. Yeah, the tea house is looking good here. So yeah, we'll start with those. Now, in terms of finishing this, I don't think it's going to happen soon. Our lizards are going to have to hold on for like 2.5 minutes. And then this thing's going to have to get worked with clearance water, it looks like. And heck, that's a lot of things to carry out there. We'll make it bricks because it's less trips. I only have one unemployed person. Alright, yeah, let's get our humans back to, we'll get them building stuff. We don't need trees right this moment. But around that building? Why? At least this guy didn't. Alright, our foxes are still going to be upset. I'm going to try and get some planting done. It looks like they might be able to plant one thing each. Okay, our foxes are trying to leave right now. So I might have to pull one of them out. But we're so close. I gotta do it. Yep, that stabilized their happiness. So we'll be good. Yep, okay, yeah, they each got a thing of grain, so that's good. Here, we'll pull one of them out. We'll let one of them collect both of those. So I did get some grain, and at least I got something out of that farm. And luckily, the grain I'll be able to turn into porridge with some water that they're collecting. Oh. That's my text tone, by the way. Turn down for what? So I'm under the impression that I need to put people in here. And with 10 seconds left, I think I can do that. And then they'll start building these houses, which will be wonderful. My lizards are upset, but we'll get them housed soon. Oh. Start investigating that. And then I can put a fox in here. Oh, we actually, yeah, we have to rebuild it. We were going to do that anyway. Let's put 3 people in here doing that. Let's get some more people in here, and they should be able to build that, no problem. It says we don't have the stuff for it, but we'll have it soon. Yeah, they're producing it right now. Yay, houses. We do kind of need wood, don't we? That's my Baldur's Gate free. I just can't talk today. That's my Baldur's Gate 3 partner asking me when I'll be ready to play. I told him I'd be ready to play when he is, so we're going to have to cut out probably pretty soon here, guys. But stick around. We're going to try and stabilize for this first storm, see how that goes. You know, we still got to cut into, I think it's going to be this glade for the seal. Yeah, I bet it's like right there. And we now have a warehouse here. That's perfect. Nah, I need this over here clearing this stuff out because this is where I'm building my industry. So it is 3 by 3 for this building, which I was not aware of, but that's totally fine. It's just, oh, it's a 2 by 3. Just kidding. I can't count. The granary's a 2 by 2, which I love. Is it granary? Granary? I don't know. Is there a difference? Go ahead and throw down a crude workstation as well. Excuse me. Stonecutter's camp would be nice. I do want to start collecting the sea marrow, but I feel like I need to at least get rid of this clay deposit first. Just pick what we want to make our pickled goods and fabric out of. I think there are human in there. Oh, we still have homeless? That's not good. Is it really... Is the human house really the move here? Might need to just build a big shelter. Plague of mosquitoes. So every storm, the seal is unleashing plagues on us. So the ancient seal is crumbling, releasing a new plague every storm. Plague of mosquitoes. The sky turns black with a swarm of mosquitoes. Bitten villagers can't focus on work. Global production speed is 50% slower. We are at hostility 1, which means that we're not really getting any of our bonus negative modifiers. Or, I guess bonus isn't the right word, additional negative modifiers. So, that's good. I think that it might be the same plague every time, because that's what we got first, but maybe it's just... There's always that, like, tier. Sorry, that I stopped talking in the middle of that sentence. Like, there might be, like, tier 1 plagues and tier 2 plagues, and I just got the same one twice in a row. Or maybe it's the golden seal has the same plagues every time. Who knows? I know I don't. Okay, so that requires drizzle water. This also requires drizzle water. Unfortunate since we have a clearance water pump. but that's okay. And then these guys have 54 more seconds to finish this up. 3 minutes and 23 seconds until the negative consequences. Thank goodness we got started on that just in time. Yeah, and I'll take vegetables. Nah, we need vegetables. Nah, I'll take vegetables off. Our people are gonna build. We'll make it through the storm, I think. Without much conflict. What would be nice is if we got like a ranch. Because a ranch would help us spread my farm stuff out even more. I'm glad we didn't pick a third type of farm before we even found a second type of fertile or second plot of fertile soil. I also know that trading is like the first two goals with trading for opening the seal is like one of the second tier is trading 100 amber in one trade with the trader. And I forget what the first one is. I think it's buying perks from traders, like 5 perks. So before I build my trading post, I want to find the seal because I think that's going to be our easiest tier 1 and it might be our easiest tier 2. We do have a lot of people. So maybe I just need to collect this 15 amber for the trade mission. I've got everything built that I need built for now, so that's wouldn't be a big issue to work on that. We are increasing the hostility of the forest by continuing to chop these trees, but we're doing so knowing that we need trees to be chopped down anyway. And, you know, cutting open glades is also a way to increase hostility, so... But that's where our seal's going to be, I think. So, now that we're out of the storm, I should probably move one of them over here and task them with the mission of... cut straight over. Maybe I'll do it here. Are those big trees? Those look like big trees. Why isn't my mouse over working? No, they aren't big trees. Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh. And then I want to unmark these, unmark those. We'll just cut a road in through there and be happy with that. Build our roads up around that corner. These guys are doing great, but they're gonna run out of stuff. Oh, yeah. Cornerstones. So the Mist Piercers. This might be a good time to do that, because we could just get to see into the glades, and it increases the Queen's impatience when we discover a glade, but we'll know exactly what we're getting ourselves into. It'll show us the seal, it'll show us everything. All workers have a 10% higher chance of producing double yields, but they also have a 20% chance of consuming twice as much food on break. Might be worth it. 1 part every time you sell goods worth 25 amber. That's really fun. And it's honestly the harder difficulty you go, the better that is. Newly discovered resources nodes have more charges. But I'll gain 30 hostility, and remember we're trying to increase resolve and decrease hostility. So as great as that sounds, and as good as that perk is, we don't have anything negating that. So I don't think mist piercers is the way to go, even though it's tempting. I think free samples is up there. Over exploitations, I just don't think we should choose it. So I think I'm going with workers' rations, because if they have a higher chance of double producing everything and I just have to make more food, that's fine, man. And honestly, consuming the food faster would make that one building work. Like that, we didn't pick it, but that the what was it? The Tea Doctor has that has the perk that allows us to get more resolve for the more complex food that gets consumed. And if our people are 20% more likely to consume double food, then there's a 20% chance that we're working on that twice as fast. So I think we pick workers' rations here. We did have 3 rerolls, so we could have gone exploring, but I was happy enough with any of those choices, honestly. So in terms of this, I think we need to pick based on like happiness. I've got enough humans, and it looks like we're going to be getting a lot of water done, even though I don't have pipes, but you can buy pipes from traders. But I already have, what, 2 buildings that the foxes like working in. Everyone does have a home, just barely though. We're chopping our way through the woods here. Probably not gonna make it anytime like super soon, but we'll be getting there. Oh, oh, oh. Forgot to put my second human back in there. Whoops. Alright, so I've been playing this kind of slow, because I haven't been using the ×3 speed. But sometimes I think it's important to focus, and as on a boss battle, it's a good time to focus. And I missed that human worker for a really long time without it even being on ×3 speed. So like I could have been 3 times too late before I noticed that. Okay, so we've got a timed mission for 40 berries and 40 herbs, but I just don't see that happening. 3 tea and the alchemist hut and pickled goods are all amazing things, but in 8 minutes we're never going to accomplish that. We will eventually build 6 human houses and have our need for biscuits fulfilled. 5 humans would join at that point and give us +3 human resolve, which is something that you don't really see very often. I mean, I guess you do, but +3 human resolve is really good for our goals of less hostility and more resolve, wouldn't it? Permanent bonus as opposed to like temporary reward on the rain engines installed. The rain engines is probably the easier one to do, but I think the 3 human resolve is nice. I don't know if we really want 5 humans to show up at once, but we'll find out. An additional 3 human resolve and 3 humans showing up. I guess we'll pick it. +6 human resolve, you know. Maybe I want an all-human settlement at that point. But hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So in terms of the crude workstation, oh wait, we got some crystallized dew. I could be building fox houses if I could find room for them somewhere. Um, yeah, I'm happy turning that copper into pipes. How many planks do we have? Yeah, I'll say I don't want any more than 10. Or of bricks. Then I'm happy with them doing whatever. On the pipes, we'll just put one worker in there, keep him busy. We'll make this 20 because it's a 2-star recipe. They're chippy choppy in a way. I guess they're going on break. And unfortunately, I do need to cut down all those trees because I need to build more and better housing for these people. They're human in there. We can leave one in the tea house. And I can put one to work chopping. They're done with that large encampment and bringing back the amber. We're almost to our seal and the clearance. They did a pretty good job of planting that field with just one worker doing the plowing through the storm. And only one of them working most of the season. Alright, yep, we found the seal right where I thought it would be. And we got a nice additional farm location where we will throw down a plantation immediately. Ooh. Some farmland. We've got another fuming thing, so we could set it to clearance water. Oh, that's nice. Every time we open caches, or every other cache will give us +1 resolve after this. And 8 parts. Ooh. For 12 cloth and 30 clearance water? Heck yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna need to move foxes into here to get us that clearance water. And we'll set these guys to investigate. I know the stuff isn't there yet. So the Heart of Amber. Buy at least 5 perks or blueprints from traders. So that's going to be our first thing, right? There are other options, but we're not going to take those options. So, are there really other options? But we'll look at them. Oh, it's over here on the right. So we can earn 3 reputation points through resolve. Or install 8 rain engines. I like blueprints and perks from traders or otherwise, so that's usually the one I go for because I find that the amber that you invest into that pays for itself in the long run. Let's move these tree cutters over here. Now these guys taking care of the clay is nice. But I do kind of want to start working on that sea marrow, especially since, yeah, we still have fuels. We've been picking it up off of our events. Yep, and they got rid of one of those 2 charges, but just barely. What was that noise? Ah, the plantation. Okay, I'll put vegetables back in here. I think a warehouse over here would do us just fine as well. There's a lot of resources on this map. We do have quite a bit of space to expand into. We have been cutting into large glades as opposed to like these small ones. I'm hoping that building a hearth out here will end up being a good idea. Because then our people can take breaks around that hearth. I can build more housing. But I'm a little concerned with how much space that the seal takes up. But that's fine. And then I could put a mine here with 4 resource nodes. Yeah, we'll build that later. We don't even have the stuff for it. We got our clearance water, so they're going to take care of this event. There's plenty of time to spare. And then we'll get that nice perk and some parts. And I mean, the crystal growth perk is pretty nice too. If we ever start producing crystallized dew in any way, shape, or form, then we'll get 2 more of it. So if we're producing it 1 at a time, we're getting 3. Produce it 2 at a time, we're getting 4. I like those odds. I don't think you produce it in any higher quantities than that naturally. So we'll throw some humans in there. In this here plantation. And they can start plowing the fields on this next storm. Yeah, the plague of malady, or malady. And I think it's about as far as I got in the last one too. Plague of malady. The sealed one has inflicted a mysterious disease on settlement. Villagers take 50% longer rests and have a 100% higher chance of consuming twice as much food during a break. Hey, that's fine. I like that eyeball. It's cool. I mean, it's kind of gross, but it's cool. And then when they're done building the trading post, I'll have access to traders. Lizard resolve is low. I don't like that. But at least lizard resolve drops really slowly. Like the rate of losing resolve is low. Which I really appreciate about them. They're, they don't let their emotions get to them, right? The dang lizard people. Alright. And they're working away at their last one over there. That's great. They're finishing this up, and they've got plenty of time left. And they only have 1 trip to take back from it, though. They're probably going to take a break and then walk all the way back here and then walk with the parts. It's like if you just brought the parts with you on your break, you'd be done. So we now have the trading post. We can turn in the 10 amber for stuff. Alright, and We're going to see the end of the storm. We're going to look at the trader. We're going to see what we can do. And then I'm going to log off. But it's been a lot of fun playing. Thanks for watching. You know, we're not done quite yet, but we're coming up. Coming up on the end. Ooh, 2 crystallized dew every time 10 berries are produced. I love this one with the plantation. Builders construct buildings 50% faster. That one's nice and cheap. See, I think we just, you know, buy it all, right? So we trade what we can for this guy. Oh yeah, we've got copper, which means we can start building copper roads. I'm gonna, before I forget, we're gonna start placing down copper roads. Now the annoying thing about building copper roads is that the builders will only grab 1 piece of copper at a time. So they walk down the path, they bring their 1 copper there, they place it down, they build the path, and then they walk back to the storage. And then they walk all the way down there, place down 1 more copper. You know, it's kind of annoying. I get it. I understand why it is that way, but it's kind of annoying. Someone should tell them that they're being really annoying. Some bureaucrat needs to get involved. 50% of the amount of goods produced in the plantation, plus 2 vegetables, an ancient tablet for every 2 glade events completed, and gain 10 amber every time a villager dies or leaves. I want all of these. I'm going to choose the plantation, but let the record show that every single one of those is S tier for this run and the way that we're set up. So if I trade some of these parts, how much more amber can I get? Because I'm looking for 24. Wait a second. I can upgrade my human homes with packs of building materials. So I can make my people move faster. I don't have packs of crops, do I? No. Okay, so I can trade those. Do I really want to trade my tools for these perks? I mean, honestly, I probably only want 10. Which really just means 3. It's probably not worth risking the rest of this. I can wait for the next trader to get more perks. So we'll just do 3. 84 for 375. Yeah, that's fine. Trade that. We'll pick up the copper bars. We'll leave the reputation on the table. And then we'll wait for the next trader to finish off our seal, which is just fine. In fact, I could spend 0.5 reputation to call the next one in quickly, get some different trades going, and force it through. We don't have the 10 amber for the trading post, which I'm perfectly fine with. We haven't been building anything for our trade routes, but we have been producing some complex food for our people, which I enjoy very much. We'll throw a human back in there, even though they're not doing anything. You know what? No, we're not going to throw a human back in there because they're not doing anything. And get back to wood chopping. We got our farmers going. We're going to finish this up. This is... Oh, we're still in the clearance. Yeah. We're still in the drizzle. Perfect. We just got to the drizzle. Of course we're still in the drizzle. Okay, well, this is where we wrap it up today, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate any viewership. Likes and subscribes are also appreciated. Comments Let me know what we're doing right. Let me know what we're doing wrong. You know, all that nonsense. I try and respond to every single comment, you know, and until I blow up, that'll be the case. Anyways, I do have to get back to my regular work, so hopefully I can stream this over this weekend. If I don't get this done before Monday, then I'm not sure it's going to get done before they patch over the save file. So, cross our fingers. See you on the next one. Have a great day, y'all. Appreciate it.